Okay, so for this video, I'm gonna be making a set perk tier list for Dungeonborne. Nobody's ever I haven't seen much people talk about set perks in Dungeonborne or shown gameplay of them, but I really do think these are extremely OP. Like some of these set perks are really strong if you get the requirements for them. And so in this video, I'm gonna be explaining the set perks. So if you want to use this video as I guess a explanation of some of these set perks, or you just want to see where these set perks are ranked, well, this is a perfect video for you guys. For this video, I don't have my webcam, but it doesn't really matter. And so I'm gonna start off with the tier list, just to explain. S is just OP, A is basically really good. I say B is solid, and then C is not that useful. And then I don't think any of the set perks are on D because I feel like all of them have a pretty good I guess use. So the first set perk we're gonna be starting off with is Pity of Death. Pity of Death is actually pretty good, but I don't think it's insanely OP. I think I would probably put it at B or maybe A. So basically what Pity of Death does is when you're taking fatal damage, you do not die. Instead your health is set to 70 HP. So what that means is when you're supposed to die, you actually basically get one more free swing to survive or just any type of damage. But the reason why I don't think that's too good is because that's just one extra string, extra swing, and I feel like if you're fighting somebody, the only time this is really going to be coming into use is if it's a really close fight. But if you get it's 12-point requirement, and so this rolls from 0 to 4, so 12, getting 12 isn't that hard. You either have to get 3, a roll of 3 for 4 times on 4 equipment, or have rolled on 4 for 3 equipment. So what the 12 requirement does for this is the effect now triggers multiple times. So that's actually pretty useful. So that's why I'm gonna put it here. It's not useless. It's actually good. So I'm gonna put it in solid. It has its I guess uses. It's not really situational because when you're fighting somebody, you would want extra, I guess, hit away from death. But I feel like if someone's using dual swords, or if they're using wands and stuff, like hitting that isn't going to be crazy. I feel like this is really effective against long swords. So the next perk I'm gonna be going, I'm gonna rank this dragon skill. Dragon skill, I do think this is one of the strongest perks actually. Dragon skill is just so good because it's just a useful I guess skill passive. So basically, if you guys didn't know, dragon skill, when you get the 10-point requirement, the damage that is your the damage you take, the next hit you take, is reduced by 50% upon being hit. So basically, when someone hits you for the first time, that's 50% of their damage gone. So if they're doing 200, they're going to do 100. If they're doing 30, they're going to do 15. This is pretty good, but triggers every 60 seconds, so there is a 60-second cooldown. Normally, if that was just the case, I would put it at A or maybe B. But the reason why I feel like it's really good is because if you get the 20 point requirement for this, this now lasts for 3 hits, and for 3 hits to go get reduced by 50%, especially if you're playing uh, something like Death Knight or Swordmaster, where they already have really high damage reduction with their skills. This is just gonna go and be insane. For 3 hits, they literally do nothing, and that's really good if you're fighting someone close range, and especially good against rogues, because if they're going for a really backstab build, their first initial hit is gonna do most of their damage. You have this, it basically throws that in the garbage, and this really goes for everything. For 50% damage reduction is something you would want. But I do think this is a lot better with the 20-point what's it called? 20-point requirement. That's what really makes this skill shine. And so the next thing I'm gonna be ranking is Midas's touch. This is really good to make money. This isn't really good in PvP, but I'm gonna put it up in I think I might put it up on bottom A, because this is a really good set perk to make money. So if you're broke, this is really good. So basically, if you hit the 3-point requirement, you gain 30 coins every time you kill a target. So that's literally anything. And then when you get 6 points is when you get 60 coins for opening each chest. And then for its last 9 required point, I guess perk, is when you leave a match, you get 1,800 coins. So that's really solid. If you're trying to make money in this game, that's really good. That's literally, you get 1,800 just for leaving a game without but you do need a decent amount of items that are running Midas's touch. This is really good if you go into like casual because you're just gonna be making a lot of coins off like kills. So yeah, that's the I guess use of Midas's touch. Really good for making money. Then we're gonna go to Fiery of the Lake. I don't really know where to put this. This is like a solid one, but I don't think it's like that good. I think Pity of Death is better than Fairy of the Lake. The reason why is because Fairy of the Lake basically what it does is when you hit 10-point requirement with it, when you deal unblocked damage to like to anyone, you do 50 holy damage to them, and also gives your teammates 50 shield. The reason why I don't like this too much is because um it's only really good if you're playing in duos and trios. I mean the extra damage is really good, don't get me wrong, but like, if you want this to affect yourself, you're literally gonna have to get like 30 points, like required 30 points, and that is so hard to get because literally almost everything you run is gonna have like is gonna need Fiery of the Lake, and it's like it's already hard to get like any of these perks on it on gear, but to get this on literally almost every piece of gear is like impossible. So I'm gonna put it down here. It's not really that good. I mean, it's like okay, but I don't think it's very beneficial. I feel like all these other perks do their job but better. And so the next perk I'm gonna be going over against like over is Tangling Chain. Tangling Chain is I think it's actually it's weird. I think nah, actually it's really good. I feel like Tangling Chain is like really good, but in some scenarios is even like it's gonna be even more cracked than normal. The reason why is because Tangling Chain, after staying within like 4 meters of the enemy for 3 seconds, and when you deal damage to them, it grants you 100 shield. And I think for 3 seconds, and then what's it called? This could be triggered every 15 seconds on the same target. The reason why this is really good is because already like it's not that hard to hit the 10-point requirement to get it because it already rolls from 0 to 6. So you could literally get 5 and or like a 4, and then all you need for the next one is either a 5 or a 6. And for like 2 items, you already get like it's like its first perk, which is also like really good because what this basically means is if you are getting double teamed or you're like fighting, if this is like it's really good in solos but really good in trios and duos because you already get 100 shield for hitting some guy that's close to you, and that's already pretty good. But if you're fighting multiple people or you're getting double teamed or you're playing duos, what that means is if you smack one guy, you get 100 shield. But if you're also close to the other guy and he's reached all the requirements, so you know you're within 4 meters and then 3 seconds, and you hit them, you'll be getting 100 shield from them, and then every 15 seconds it will proc again and again, like on each person. So that's really good because if you're fighting like solos, pretty good. You're fighting duos, you could get 200 shield just by smacking somebody, and then you're fighting 3 people. That's 300 shield for just like hitting them. And this is really good for like I guess like tank builds if you're fighting up close, and then if you get the 15-point requirement on top of hitting them with Tangling Chain when it procs, it also gives you 90 additional move speed, a decay for 3 seconds, but it decays over time. And then its 30-point requirement, when triggered, it gains 70 life per second for 3 seconds, so that's 210 HP. That is insane. Because on top of hitting them, you're going to be getting like, and the thing is that I know I was giving a hard time on Fairy of Lake for being a 30-point requirement for it to actually start doing something. But the thing about this is this rolls from 0 to 6. So it's going to be a lot easier to hit that. You literally would need like 5 equipment with like, I guess, perfect rolls. But it's really useful. Because imagine you hit someone, you get shield, you get movement speed, and you get health back. So honestly with that, I feel like if you hit all the requirements, this goes straight to S. This is really strong. It's really good. And it's like the more people you fight, it's like better. So imagine like normally this is really good in solos, but imagine if you're playing duos where you get like 200 health, and imagine like you hit and if you have everything, you're just gonna be moving like a demon, and then on top of that, you're gonna get 210 health from one target. And imagine you hit the second person as well, so you're gonna be getting like literally 420 health. That is more insane than like lifesteal. So yeah, Tangling Chain's really good if you get all the required points. And then the next thing I'm gonna rank is Tiny Torment. Tiny Torment is actually really good. When I say it's really good, I mean it's really good. Like that you don't need a lot of points. The thing about this is it gives you like if you don't have like a lot of gear sets to use these set points, Tiny Torment already gives you like an ability if you hit the required 6, and it's a pretty decent ability. Every time you deal unblock damage to a target, they receive 5 points of true damage over 0.5 seconds for 5 seconds, and that's 50 damage. And so you're basically going to be doing like an extra 50 damage every 15 seconds. That's why I can't put this too high because it's not really that good. But I mean, it's not that hard to hit, and it's okay. And so I think it's like definitely like solid, but I don't think it really tops any of these. Like Fiery Lake is really like not that good, and then Tiny Torment's not that. I might put Pity of Death because I don't feel like it's in the same boat as these guys. Because Pity of Death could low key save your life, especially if you have the high requirement. You're gonna be like surviving of a lot more than just one like hit that was supposed to be fatal. And so the next perk we're gonna be going over is Force of Trinity. Force of Trinity. Let me see. I low-key forgot what Force of Trinity did. Oh, okay. So basically, Force of Trinity, after dealing 3 instances of damage, so basically that means you could hit them like 3 times. You could hit them skill and then hit them. Oh, you just gotta do damage to them 3 different times, and it's gonna proc. And so initially, if you have the 10-point requirement, you deal 100 physical damage. And then when you hit the 20-point requirement, it applies 20% vulnerability in the like in the area for 5 seconds. I don't really know what vulnerability does because literally nothing has the skill. So if you guys know what vulnerability does, please put that down in the comments below because I really don't know what vulnerability does. But I'm guessing it's like penetration, or maybe they take more damage. And then when you hit the 30-point requirement, it slows the target and the area by 80%, decaying over like 5 seconds. So that's really good. Normally with the 100 physical damage, that's solid. That's really good. So I think yeah, it would probably be like I think above Pity of Death, because normally like without getting too much requirement points, it does decent damage. And then its second perk, I don't know what vulnerability does. So but if it's penetration, that's really good. And then its final thing, the 80% movement decay for 5 seconds is really good, because when you're fighting like mages or you're fighting literally everything, it's always good to slow them because they literally can't run from you. And just like in any scenario, like all of these things are useful. It's not situational. It's just really good in like any case. And so yeah, and all you really have to do is land 3 hits. Really, really easy. Like if you have if you're playing Swordmaster, the Siphon Blades literally hit 4 times. You're already gonna proc it when you shoot them. And then if you have Whirling Blade, you're literally gonna hit them like every 3 seconds is gonna just hit, especially if you have the dual wielding sword. And then Death Knight, you literally pull them, slap them, and then activate the other skill. Yeah, it's so easy to proc and it does so much. I don't know. This might actually have to go up to. I feel like look if you hit all requirements, it goes up here. But if you only hitting like the first requirement, it goes like it's probably near the like top of it. Because I'm trying to take the requirements to account because they are like some of them are hard to hit. Like some of them require a lot and they don't even roll a lot. So it's like it's in a like weird space where it's like okay, is that at least worth building a whole like set that has all of it? And so yeah, I definitely think that Force of Trinity it is worth. But I'm gonna put it here because um like the only reason why I would put it like up here is if it's insanely good, and that's why I put a Tangling Chain because it's very easy to proc and gives so much. And so the next thing the next perk is gonna be Storm Chain Rage. And so what Storm Rage does is when moving, it generates a charge. When reaching 100 charge, dealing unblocked direct damage will inflict Chain of Lightning, reducing the target's movement speed by 75% for 0.75 seconds. This is okay. I mean, it's not that like it's okay. And then when you hit the later requirements, that's when this gets a lot better. And so when you hit the 15-point requirement, when Storm Rage is triggered, gain 40% movement speed for 1 second. And then when you hit the 30-point requirement, it summons a chain of lightning that does 200 damage to each target. So basically bounces to 3 targets and does 200 damage to each. I would put this like for that literally the only thing that makes this good is its last like requirement, and that's 30. That's literally 30 points. That is so hard to hit, especially since this rolls 0 to 3. Because you see, Tangling Chain rolls 0 to 6 and it gives like insane buffs. And Storm Mage rolls 0 to 3. I'm gonna have to put Storm Mage down here because its initial like benefits aren't even that good. But it like for it to be like I guess viable or really good, you have to literally run it completely. Like you're gonna have a full set, all Storm Mage, all like with 3 points. Like that is insane. That's like an insane requirement for something that's not even that strong. And so yeah, I'm gonna put that at like the middle of B. Because the only reason why I'm putting it here is because if you do somehow get it, it is really strong. Because you're gonna be just doing 200 extra damage every time you charge it, especially if you're running like a rogue build where you're charging up that passive, and once you hit it, it's like you're doing 200 damage each. And if you're playing in trios, it does 200 damage per bounce. So basically, your first attack is gonna hit like an absolute truck, and it's gonna chain lightning through all like literally all of them. So that's the only reason why I'm putting it here and not like C, because all like the other perks are okay. Like reduces their movement speed by like a lot, but for a very like a low amount of time. And then the other one gives you movement speed. So I'm gonna put it here because it's still kind of useful. Drunken alchemist, I really don't know what this does. So I'm gonna like tell you guys what like I guess the description for it is, but I don't really think it's that like I don't think it's good. I don't think I'm like unless I'm sleeping on it. You guys like tell me what's up with Drunken Alchemist because this is the only perk I don't understand. The I guess passive perks for it. So it requires 8 points. When dealing unblocked direct damage to an enemy while out of combat, gain a random potion effect. If the damage is ranged, there is a chance that instead to apply a random flask effect to the target. The triggers every 30 seconds. Out of combat is considered 2 seconds after engaging an enemy or 8 seconds since the last attack given or received. And so I feel like, yeah, it's just going to give a random potion effect to your, let me see here. To the target, so, like, I guess it might hit him with Thunderclap Flash or, like, hit him with the burn effect. Yeah, this Drunken Alchemist is like so weird. It doesn't make sense. And I think even if I knew what it does, I don't think it would really be that good. And so yeah, if you guys like the video, please like and sub. I'm probably gonna do like a showcase for every one of these set perks because nobody has really done any showcase for any of these. And so yeah, if you guys want those videos to come out, please like in the comments down below, put like the ones you want to see specifically, so I could like focus on one of them and show you guys what they actually do in game. And yeah, if you guys disagree with the video, put that down in the comments down below. If you guys agreed, yeah, give me your thoughts. But thank you guys for watching.